Want a soar? Get a mentor. Hey, it's Nina Carmichael. We made this video, it's because you're probably the most ambitious person in your circle, but you know you're capable of more. And you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, my husband, Evan Carmichael. Mentor me, Evan. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Don't settle for average.
You have Michael Jordan level talent at something, but instead of being world class at that thing, you settled for being just above average at something that you should not be doing. Albert Einstein once said, everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will believe its whole life that it is stupid. That's most people's problems. You are a fish, and you're trying to climb a tree instead of going and being great at swimming. This is the exact problem that I am on a mission to solve. So I recently had a young entrepreneur come to one of my Toronto Q&A meetups that are free that I host every week. And he said, Evan, I have a problem. I'm trying to decide between what my parents want me to be, which is an architect, and what I feel a yearning towards, which is being a musician. And I don't know what to do. I don't know how to decide. I don't know how I'm going to be a success as a musician. I don't know how it's going to work out. And my parents want me to be an architect, and there's this clearly defined path for how to do it. And he's afraid. And I think that's so many people. There's this safe, perfect path that has been designed that people have done forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Or there's this new, crazy, messy, unrealistic, unsafe, unsure path, which is following your passion, being an entrepreneur, and trying to figure out where you're supposed to go. Here's the thing. If you only go down that safe path, if you only take that job, if you only listen to your parents or other people and you do what they want you to do, you're always going to be unhappy. You're always going to know that there was this thing inside you that you could have done, that you didn't take action on, and you hate it. It's never been easier to actually be yourself and build a business and have success being uniquely you. Right? This was not open to your parents and definitely not your grandparents. The ability to be an entrepreneur on the side, making money using your phone is something that your grandparents don't understand. It's totally wild. And so you are a unique individual, right? You are, I am, we all are. You have unique interests, personality traits, belief systems. You're unique. You need to do something unique. If you are unique, you need to do something unique. If you're stuck doing the same thing that somebody else wants you to do, you're never going to be happy. Now, there may be some alignment. You may not absolutely hate the job that you're at, but you know you're capable of more. You're Michael Jordan. You are the Michael Jordan of something. You're a genius, an absolute bona fide genius at something. This is why I think it's the world's greatest problem. This is why I do what I do every single day in making this content and videos for you, because I want to unlock people, hopefully more than one at a time, but even if it's just one person who watches this video and gets unlocked, I'm pumped. Because I think if everybody is off doing the thing that they are a genius at, man, I want to live in that world. If most people wake up and are fulfilled and doing work that serves others and brings value to their community, I think we solve all the world's problems. I think we do. I think the woman who solves cancer is an account manager at some sales organization. And she's okay at her job. She knows she's capable of more, but she should have gone on and solved cancer. But she didn't, because she either didn't know about it or she didn't believe in herself enough to chase it down. And so I want that for you guys. I want you to recognize the talent, the capabilities, the insane value that you have to bring to the world, and not settle for some other version of your life. How do you do it? How do you find it? How do you know what you're Michael Jordan at? I'm gonna give you a 3-step process. Let's go. Step number 1 is explore. You gotta try stuff. People settle too early. You gotta try stuff. How do you find your perfect wife or husband? You gotta try stuff. You gotta date people. You gotta see what's out there. How do you know if you like coffee or not? You try it. You can't think your way through liking coffee. You can't. You have to try and do it. And so you get an idea, you go and you try it. Say yes to anything once, within reason. You know, as long as it doesn't violate your code of ethics or put you in massive physical danger or harm. That's not most things, right? Then say yes, just say yes. Try it and see how it makes you feel. Most people don't try enough things. We become creatures of habit. We get locked in on a similar pattern over and over and over and over again. And then you wonder, why do you hate your life? You wonder why you're so bored. You wonder why you don't have enough friends. Because you're not trying enough stuff. Why are you not fulfilled? Because chances are the thing that you could be Michael Jordan at has nothing to do with where you came from, has nothing to do with what your parents are doing or the influences you had growing up. It's chances are it's something totally different. And so if you're only doing the things that are part of your community and part of what your parents want you to do, if that's all you have exposure to, this is amazing world out here. That's where you should be playing. But you haven't tasted it. You need to say yes, you need to taste it, you need to try it, you need to explore, explore, explore. Step number 2 is expect to suck. Whatever the thing is that you're trying to do, expect to suck at the beginning. You're gonna make a YouTube video, you're gonna suck. Go back and watch my first video, 6,000 videos ago, I sucked. I love it, it's the best. You will suck at whatever you're trying to do. You're trying to make your first coffee, right? You're gonna suck. You're gonna pick the wrong beans, you're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna suck. Whatever you try to do at the beginning, you're gonna suck. That's okay, that's normal, you're supposed to suck. You don't just pick up a paintbrush and paint some masterpiece, right? You're supposed to suck. It doesn't mean that you suck as a human. I actually think you're great because you're trying, because most people are so afraid to try, right? They're so afraid of failure that they don't even try. And so they try and fail as kids, and then as adults they grow up and they're so afraid to try anything new because somebody might look at them as a failure. You gotta kill that thinking ASAP, immediately. You love trying new things. You love failing at new things. You love sucking at the start. It's the best. And then every day you're trying something new, you're learning. How do you get better at something? You practice. How do you get better at anything? You practice. You practice. You can model success, but you still need to practice. And if you keep going back to it, you'll get better at it. So don't worry if your first version of XYZ sucks. It's supposed to suck. You, going into anything new, expect to suck at it. It removes all the pressure. There's no pressure. Then you can give yourself the permission to go off and explore and try more things. And then step number 3 is ask yourself, did you enjoy it? You may have sucked at it. It may have been the worst thing of all time, but did you enjoy it? What you need to pay attention to is the feeling. The people who win, who are at the top of any field, the one common thing that they all have is they love what they do. They love the process. I sucked at making videos. I sucked at it. Go back, you can watch my videos. I sucked at it. It was not very good, but I just enjoyed the process of it. I still enjoy the process of making videos. If making videos is just a strategy for you, you're gonna lose. Why would you keep doing it 6,000 times, right? 6,000 plus public videos. Why? I like the process. If you want to start a podcast, you better like interviewing people. If you want to be a musician, you better like recording songs. If you're just chasing the goal, you're never going to get there. You have to enjoy the process. And so even if you suck at the beginning of whatever it is that you're trying, you're exploring, you expect to suck, and then you see, how does it make you feel? Did you enjoy it? Did you have fun? Do you want to go back and do it again? If yes, if you enjoyed it, and you release the expectations of being great from the beginning, and you go back and you keep enjoying it, guess what? You're gonna get pretty good at it. And when you get pretty good at it, you're gonna be able to use it to provide value to other people. Now you're Michael Jordan, and now you're building a super successful business. That's how you do it. 1, explore. 2, expect to suck. And 3, pay attention to, did you enjoy it?
Also, if you want to have more confidence and motivation, check out our 254 series. It's free. The link is in the description below.
Find whatever the smallest first step is, and then the smallest next step is, and continue to build those steps. And when you look back, you'll have realized that you made some pretty significant progress.
You can use rejection as fuel to help you go off and do something bigger, and motivation to, I'm going to prove them wrong. It's got to be your life's work. If you only had to write one book ever in your life, this is it, and it's got to be amazing.
Rule number 2, raise your standards.
You are a product of your environment. The people around you are keeping you exactly where you are. And if you love where you are, then keep with those people. But if you want more out of life, if you've got bigger dreams, bigger ambitions, then you're going to have to let some of those takers go. Now, I've been pretty fortunate that I haven't had any real takers in a long time in my life. But here's the thing, it's easy to recognize the people who are really negative in your life and want to eliminate them. But then once you've done that, you'll still find that there's this middle ground. There's these people who bring you energy, who are amazing, who lift you up, who are awesome to be around. And there are people who are negative that you cut out of your life. But then there's that middle ground of people who, they're just okay. They're not bad, they're not great, it's just okay. And if you want to raise the quality of your life, if you want to raise your standards, you can't be hanging around, at least spending most of your time, with people who make you feel just okay. So I got back from an event with Tony Robbins not that long ago, I think it was last year, when I went with my friend Mark Drager, and Tony at the end of his events has you do this fire walk. And he lays out these, coals, these hot burning coals across a parking lot, and you have to walk over it. And he has you sing cool moss, and he gets you all excited and amped up to ready to cross the walk. And the idea is you're doing something that you're afraid of. You're doing something that you're scared of, and to show yourself that you're capable of doing difficult things. Mark and I decided to actually skip the fire walk, because we rushed home and I did the real fire walk, which was in my life letting go of a number of people who were just okay. It wasn't that they were bad or toxic or big takers from my life. It was just okay. And I realized if I'm spending all my time on things that are just okay, things, people, projects, ideas that are just okay, that make you feel just okay, right? It's good is the enemy of great. If it's really bad, you're gonna let it go. But if it's good, you just keep it around. And then suddenly the good becomes your standard. Your good becomes acceptable. When did good become acceptable? That's what you need to draw the line in the sand and say, the ideas that are just good, I need to eliminate from my life. The people that are just good, I need to either eliminate or spend less time with them, to leave room for the things that are great, extraordinary, excellent, raising your standards, making you believe more in yourself and your capabilities. And so coming back from that event, it was on that day, not even coming back, it was on that day, I went back to my Airbnb with Mark and I let go of multiple people in my life. And not let go and say you suck, just basically moving on. And that allowed me to have a lot more momentum now. Now I had a lot more free time that allowed me to focus on things that would build me up, that would explode my growth forward. And it's been a crazy year. It's been basically a year. November 2018 was when that happened. So now it's been almost a full year. I guess by the time this video comes out, it's been a full year. Wow, that's crazy. It's been a full year since that happened. You have to let go of the takers first, and then you have to start thinking about, are the people around you just good? Are your ideas just good? And slowly start getting rid of those ones. The projects, the tasks, look at your calendar. What's just good in your life, and get rid of it and leave room and focus on the things that are extraordinary, that fill you up, that build you up, that make you feel amazing, because you deserve it. And all of your great work, all of your great activities, all of your great momentum, your great impact is going to come on the other side of doing amazing things. You will never create something amazing when you're working on something good, when you feel good, and definitely not when you feel bad. So how do you do it? I'm going to give you a 3-step process that I think will help. Step number 1 is pay attention to your energy. So here, just pay attention to your energy. Think about the people that you're hanging out with. Think about the activities that you're doing in your calendar. What gives you energy? Who are you going to hang out with that then at the end of the night, you feel amazing. You feel filled up. You feel, man, what an awesome time, right? I'm so lifted. I got energy for days now because I hung up with that person, right? Who are those people? You have those people in your life. And then think about the other people who you feel, definitely when you feel drained. You feel, oh, I gotta meet that person again. You're not looking forward to it. Or you come out of it and you feel totally wiped out. If you're meeting people consistently and it's always wiping you out, those are the people that you want to start eliminating or drastically cutting out of your life. Step number 2 is eliminate and replace. So now that you've identified who these people are and even what the tasks are and the projects are that you're working on, how can you eliminate or scale back or just not spend as much time with these people if you can't completely cut them out of your life? And now you have this void. Well, what do you do with that void? You fill it up. You fill it up with new people, new ideas, new experiences, new activities. You go take that salsa class, you go start making the YouTube videos, you go to that meetup, and you start connecting with new people. The easiest way to do it is around like-minded events and groups. So if you want to learn a new skill like salsa dancing, go out and meet people. If you want to go and learn entrepreneurship, see what new event there is happening in your city or area where entrepreneurs are hanging out, right? When you are around like-minded people, especially if you're introverted like I am, it's a lot easier to form connections and to have a conversation, because naturally, at least for me, being introverted, I would never go up to somebody and say, hey, I'm Evan Carmichael, how are you? Who are you? What do you do? I'm introverted, I'm shy, I don't go up and naturally talk to people. But if I'm at an event that's a salsa dancing congress, I'll go ask somebody to dance. If I'm at an entrepreneurship event, I'll go ask, hey, what is your business? If I'm at a League of Legends event, I'll ask, hey, who are you cheering for? Or who do you main? Or what's your rank? And we have these common interests, so it forms a bond a lot easier. Where outside of salsa, entrepreneurship, and League of Legends, I'm probably not talking to you. Not because of I'm too good or have a big ego. It's more that I'm too shy. I don't know what to say. I'm too nervous and introverted. And so when you've eliminated these negative people from your life and you have this void, now you have to fill it. Don't just sit alone and be alone and be bored and feel like you don't belong anywhere. No, now you need to outreach, you need to replace, you need to go out and find people who fill you up, who give you that energy. I love collecting good people. When you find somebody good at an event, through a mutual friend, wherever you're at, you find somebody who makes you feel great, collect them, find another way to hang out with them again, do some kind of business venture together, book another coffee time, find a way to spend more time with them, because when you are around those people consistently, your entire life changes. And then step number 3 is reach back and help. I'm a big believer that every time that you take a step on your growth staircase, you're climbing this growth staircase. You never want it to end. You want to grow forever. Every time you take a step on that staircase, I think you have a responsibility to then reach back and help somebody else grow. So you're looking back and seeing who is a younger version of you. And younger doesn't have to be age. Younger just means less developed. You figured out something more that they haven't yet. They're on an earlier stage on their path compared to what you've accomplished and learned. And so you reach back and you help them out. It's hard to do when you're at the very beginning, right? If you need me time and you need isolation, you need to get rid of just the negative people in your life, you may not be thinking about how can I reach back and help yet, but have that on your roadmap, because the ultimate joy, satisfaction, pleasure of life comes from serving other people.
Rule number 3, the last one before our very special bonus clip, expect the hard times.
The difference between outstanding and average is what you do when it gets hard. People with an average mindset only do things when it's easy. Because it's easy, anyone can do it. But life is coming for you. Setbacks, they're coming for you. And that's what separates the average from the outstanding. Your goals, they don't count until it's hard. So I had a new guy on my team who was writing to me to say, Evan, it's super important, this is urgent, I need help with my schedule. I'm just not staying consistent, I'm not staying on my goals. I know what I want to get done for you, but also for my life, and it's not, unless it's some deadline or you're on me, it's not happening. I'm not consistent on it. How do I get going? How do I stay consistent? And so we worked together through the schedule, and we created his calendar and said, what are your goals? And put it in your calendar, and how do you want each day to go? And he plotted out his Saturday to Sunday, the whole week. And then I asked him, okay, now put in your morning routine. What do you want to do every day? Right, so he plotted that into his calendar. Now he's got this weekly schedule of what he's going to do every morning, and then every day doing different things and how he wants his ideal life to go. Awesome. And then I told him what really mattered. Like, this is great. Your actions map to your ambitions. It's really important. But following through on your calendar doesn't count until it's hard. Maybe today is going to be easy for you. Maybe tomorrow's easy for you because we talked, because you're motivated, because you're inspired. It's like, yeah, I'm going to go do it. Awesome. What happens when you don't sleep well? What happens when something happens in your family? What happens when the website crashes? What happens when something happens? What happens when you've lost some motivation, energy? What happens when you get some bad news? What happens? What do? This is where most people crumble. This is where most people, as soon as there's one little tiny thing that interrupts them, they're gone. They fall off their entire schedule and routine. Your goals suddenly don't matter anymore. You don't think they're possible. Your goals don't count until they're hard. That's what I told them. I said, listen to me. This is a great plan. That life that you wrote, that's a great life. What you wrote down on your calendar, that's a great life for you. That's what you want. Imagine if you did that every day for the next year. How different would your life look like 1 year from today? If you were consistent on staying like, oh yeah, amazing, great. Doesn't count until it's hard. None of this matters until it's hard. Life is coming for you. Get ready. And what I want him and I want you to realize is that you need to expect it. Because you're working your calendar and it's great, and here we go, we're hitting our objectives and going for our goals. And then when something hits us in the face, you're surprised by it. You're shocked. And then you fall off course. Don't be surprised. Expect it. Expect the difficulty. Expect the road bump. Expect somebody to punch you in the face. Like, expect it. It's coming. And this is your chance to be outstanding. Because everybody else is going to be average. And your average friends will let you off the hook. Your average friends will tell you, it's okay, don't worry about it. Of course, like this thing happened, of course. No, that's not acceptable. Not if you want to be outstanding. You take that setback and use it as fuel Like, this is it. This is the chance. This thing happened. Now, this is my chance to show myself and the world what I'm made of. Let's go. Your goals don't count until they're hard. So if you're having a hard time staying consistent on your goals, I'm going to give you a 3-step process that I think will help. Step number 1 is what I call Flex the X. I have this calendar. At some point, I need to print this off or sell it or something, but it takes at least 18 days for you to build a habit. Between 18 and 254 days of consecutive action to build a habit. So what I do is I have this calendar. It's just an 18-day calendar that I call Flex the X. And what I mean by that is you're making an X for every day, right? Don't break the chain. Every single day you want to put an X. So right now I'm doing, this is something with my wife. So every morning we do a morning breath hug. So we'll hug each other and then we sync, this is wild. We sync your breath. If you're with somebody, you have a husband or wife or boyfriend, girlfriend, try this, it's crazy. You hug them and then you go heart to heart, right? And then you breathe in together and out together. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out, deep breath in, deep breath out together. You sync it, it's crazy connection. Anyway, we do that every morning. And then in the evening, it's we share 3 wins. So as we walk the dogs, where we got one here. Here's one, this is Tristana. Hello, Tristana. Good girl. Okay, go back. We walk the dogs and we share 3 wins. What are your 3 wins from today? What happened? So she shares her 3 wins, I share my 3 wins. And every time that I do it, then we cross off an X. And I've got, what, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more days left on here to finish this off. So anytime I'm trying to build a new habit, I pull out the Flex the X calendar. Whether you use the exact one that I have here or you just draw 18 boxes and you just start checking them off or take out a calendar, you Flex the X. Because as you're doing something for 18 days, you start to actually now start training that habit. And so you look at it and say, here's what I want to work on. Those are 2 new habits I want to build. So every day we're going to do it. This piece of paper is visible to me. It's right by my nightstand, usually in my bedroom. And it's a reminder, oh, I got to do it. I got to do it. Let's go. Let's, Nina, hug. Let's go. Come on. Slower than that. Make it count. Flex the X. Step number 2 is remind yourself that it doesn't count until it's hard. That sentence that I told the person on my team, it's what I tell myself, that it's coming, that the challenges are coming. Even if you want to put it on your Flex the X calendar, right? Just put it here. It doesn't, maybe I should just put it on there. It doesn't count until it's hard. Remind myself as a reminder for you guys. It doesn't count until it's hard. Remind yourself that it's coming so that when it comes, when you're tired, even for me this morning, I was up late, right? I was up till 3 o'clock last night and I woke up at just before 7:30, 7:20. You got to take these guys out. So not on a lot of sleep. 4.5 hours is not typical for me. And I've got to make a whole bunch of videos today. And the espresso ones take the most time, energy, effort, impact, thought, consideration, because I want to bring my best to you guys. And so it's easy to say, oh, I only slept 4.5 hours. What am I going to do? I got to make these videos. This sucks. No, it doesn't count until it's hard, right? That's literally how it happens. As soon as the complaints or insecurities or fears or excuses come in, you snap it. Say, it doesn't count. These goals don't count until it's hard. Let's go. Remind yourself daily. And then step number 3 is celebrate. And I don't think I do an even good enough job on this, but when we're done this, like 18 days, like, hey, celebrate, right? Just recognize that you did something special. And whether that's you're gonna go out for dinner or you're gonna do something to actually celebrate or put on a song or dance or whatever, just to make yourself feel like you do hard things and you're growing and you can stay consistent and you don't give up. And you don't procrastinate and you move forward towards your goals and just making yourself feel like what you do matters and that you can do difficult things. And the more that you take on these kinds of mini tasks and challenges, the more it'll make you feel like you can take a bigger step. And the next time, an even bigger step. And the next time, an even bigger step. That celebration reinforces how much of an awesome person you are. And I think that's the biggest game. It's the inside game. It's not what your parents think of you or your friends or your husband or wife. It's you. Like, what do you think about you? Do you think you're awesome? Because if you think you're awesome, I guarantee you're going to do awesome things. If you think that you suck as a human, you're not going to.
Now I've got a very special bonus tip on how to take control of your life. But before that, it's time for the question of the day. I want to know, where do you need to raise your standards? And if you made it this far on the video and you're still watching and you promise to take action, after watching this video. Believe Nation, we don't just watch video, we do stuff. If that's you, please leave a hashtag believe in the comment below because we want to celebrate you.
Saying I never have the time is the single greatest excuse that is preventing you from accomplishing your goals. You are not allowed to say it anymore. Stop it. Stop believing your own lies. Whatever story you're telling yourself as to why you can't do it, how much time you don't have, somebody else who made it had it way worse than you did. They made it and had it way worse than you did. If they can make it, you can too. The only difference is the story you're telling yourself that you don't have enough time to do it. So I'm gonna give you a more fun example on this one. I wanna get to being a better League of Legends player, okay? I would play League of Legends, I don't know, once or twice a week, depending on what was happening in my calendar. I started sponsoring a League of Legends player, my first esports venture, this guy named Carmichael, and he plays Teemo. Teemo's a character in the game. I play Teemo. He's the best Teemo in the world. In any region around the world, he is the #1 guy. And I said, Kyle, Manko, I want to sponsor you, and part of the deal is you're going to coach me. I want you to coach me on how to get better. I want to get better. I want to climb. I was in bronze, which is the second worst division in League of Legends. He said, what was the best you've ever done? I said, silver, which is the third worst division in League of Legends. And so he said, okay, I can help you. How often are you practicing? I said, I don't know, once or twice a week. It's like, okay, that's not enough. I need you to play 3 games a day. 3 games a day. And a game takes 35 to 40 minutes, sometimes longer, depending on how long it takes to get into the game. Could be 45 minutes, maybe even up to an hour. And I'm thinking in my head, 3 games a day, are you nuts? I don't have time to do this. I can't make that happen. I got all these other responsibilities. Right? If it's important, you got to stop telling yourself that you can't do it. How do I justify playing 3 games a day when I have all these other stuff I need to do? I need to run a business. I want to scale. I want to grow my YouTube channel. I want to grow my impact. I need to write my book. I need to launch my YouTube course. I need to spend time with my wife and my family. I got lots of other things I need to do. I need to sleep, all of it. How do I justify spending 3 games a day to improve my Teemo? I don't have the time. Your actions map to your ambitions. I look at my calendar, I made a way. I'm gonna do it. I wanna get better. I wanna improve. Now, I don't do it when I'm traveling, so I'm here in LA right now, so I haven't played my 3 games since I've been away. But when I'm in Toronto, pretty much every day that I'm in Toronto, I'll get my 3 games in. And I've gotten better. The results speak. I went from bronze to silver, and now I'm climbing up through silver, and I'm hopefully, the goal is to get the gold by the end of the year. So now it's the fourth worst division, and you're starting to get, once you get in the gold and you get a little bit higher, now you're starting to get some kind of, not reputation, but significance, and just like you're actually a semi-decent player, right? So I'm chasing down my League of Legends goals. Because your personal goals, you may be watching and thinking, well, why are you wasting your time doing it? It's a personal goal to me. It might be a waste of time to you. Maybe building a deck for your backyard is a big waste of time for me. Maybe making your own clothes or whatever other hobby you have, cooking or crafting, is a big waste of time for me, right? So don't judge somebody else's personal goals. This is a personal goal of mine. I want to chase it down, and I want to not tell myself that I don't have the time, right? As soon as you hear yourself say, I don't have the time, you're not taking control of your calendar. You're not taking control of your life. Of course you have the time. You choose not to prioritize it. That's the change in language you need to make. You're not allowed to say, I don't have the time. Instead, I choose not to prioritize it. Because now you're in charge. Now you have nobody to blame. Because when it's somebody else's fault, when you don't have the time, that's not your fault. That's somebody else's fault. That's everybody else who has demands on your time, right? You can't do anything about it. So let's just stay here and never accomplish your goals. You choose not to prioritize it. Once you take accountability, once you take responsibility to say, I'm gonna take control of what I want to do in my life, that's when everything starts to change.
If you want to know how to grow your life, check out the video next to me. I think you're gonna enjoy. I'll see you there. Believe.
And I said, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't usually ask for help. I have a hard time asking for help. This is a problem not just